Meeting order, roll call to directors.
Vern Bowman,
Here.
Tom Oakenfoos.
Here.
And I am here. We have a quorum.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Treasurer's report, Sue.
Minutes first.
What is it?
Minutes first. Oh, minutes, I skipped one.
Trying to
All right.
along.
Minutes. Oh, I looked at them and I found where the permit was for, where I signed the easement permit. It wasn't 4th Street Bridge, it was a Main Street Bridge, where the garden is. That's our lot.
Did it say fourth?
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
We all
but
just
it
took
should be,
as, boom, we knew where it was at. and
it was
is
Main
Street.
Street. But other than that, I didn't see anything.
I still don't need to see.
And by the way, this spring, I don't know who's in charge of the garden down there, but they called and asked if it's all right if they have a garden on there, but they've been having a garden there. And it's perfectly all right, it don't hurt a thing. So, glad to have them. I mean, a lot of people do a lot of different things down there.
Oh, it does say Fourth Street.
Yeah, it does.
Pardon?
It says fourth, we need to amend that to,
Yeah, to Main Street.
Main Street Bridge.
That's the only difference.
Got it fixed. I knew where it was. I don't know why I said fourth.
I didn't see
We
anything.
all knew what was going on there, and I didn't recognize it either.
Yeah.
It's Main Street, not Fourth.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I second that.
Okay, motion on the floor. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now back to the next line. The treasurer's report.
All right.
Okay.
I currently have bills from Tom, Vern Bowman Contracting, Cutting Edge Landscaping, Cotton Ace Hardware, and Hush Blackwell.
Okay.
And that's for the tax books.
There you go. You've probably seen that one.
I had my secretary write that up.
You've probably seen that one too. Cutting edge.
Yeah, that was our first leg of it.
No, I didn't go.
Yeah. You talked okay with that, nothing.
About,
Yeah,
yeah.
that way we're working that. And we got that figured out right too, just with the right headings, like you talk. Okay, Hudson Blackwell. This is what they did on taxes, Hudson
Yeah.
Blackwell.
Yeah.
Saturday, you know, and he says he can't get the.
My machinery don't quite
chemicals.
cost, or costs about the same.
Yeah.
All right.
And I know it is, and he says you can't get it the same cost as what farmers do, because they're buying such a bigger ball.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's a little more per hour than the D8.
Yeah.
About like D8, huh? Only there's no mobilization, well, there might be on that, there
He's
might
got
be mobilization on that too.
It all falls in place.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
We can't do it without either one of them.
No.
What are we gonna do?
that's right, that's right.
As long as Sue don't cut us off.
The shackles, these shackles down there at the pump station? What are these shackles?
I got them.
Okay.
And when we was chaining up the log stops, it said, get out there and get a couple of shackles, and I picked them up. And they were too small, but I got them down there, and we'll put them in your warehouse. That way, if we need them, because all they do is, yeah.
They're down there.
they were small, they were
All right.
3/8.
You got 'em- They're down in the building.
Yeah, very good, yeah. and then we use a
I
couple.
just seen Vernon picked them up, and I'm not gonna question that.
No, I wouldn't question it, I was, you know. if
What
we
was it?
paid
That
for
was
'em or
$2.
we-
It wasn't very much. I
It
should,
was 11,
I would still-
18
It was
altogether.
11?
Business, I
Okay.
wanna
Yeah.
yeah.
bring something up to get new
If
chains.
they wasn't $40, I
Get
should have
us
known they
some
was too
chains.
small. Cause that, you know, that, the shackles we used, I happened to have, when they didn't work.
He had,
I had some shackles in my pickup, and I rooted through, and I found 2 of them, so that worked, and they were like $50.
Well,
It
we
had been
talked
40 or
about
50,
that.
they were big.
Building that.
But anyway, that worked out, and then we'll have them for something
That'll
else.
let it
That's
fire.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could do that.
Any other questions on the,
You really could, yeah.
on the bills there?
Oh, yeah. Ton and a half chain fall on each side, 1 ton.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills and treasurer report as presented.
I will second that.
Okay, motion on the floor and second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, old business.
old business, I have some
Norm's got a
concerning,
list, arm length.
I got some concerning the breakers, talked
Yeah.
to Bruce. The breakers are in, I just spoke to him today, and he's trying to work it in the schedule now to get down there and put the breakers in. Now, we don't have any water backed up to where we can test it after he puts it in.
Yeah, right.
Unless we close the gates and let it pool for a few days.
Well, even that, I
I
don't
don't
think
wanna
it'd be
do
enough
that.
water running to get there.
Okay.
Do we wanna do that? I had trouble
I
getting them
think,
gates to raise.
I think he can install them and then,
You did?
I tried that, we backed some water up in there
Yeah,
to flush it out, and
right.
we like never got the gates come up.
Yeah, when the
I
water
never
pressure,
had that problem before.
well, we did one time before.
Which one, is it the center one?
Center one, yes.
See, we need to do some repairs to that center cylinder. It bleeds off,
It bleeds down.
yeah.
And that's in that little adjustment there on the
Yeah.
side of that,
It may need new seals.
cylinder.
Yeah, it may need new seals. And,
Nick Nagger
okay,
knows about that.
okay.
We can adjust that for
I
us.
think so,
That's
Okay.
fine.
yeah.
Well,
When we
whatever
get him
you
down
get
there
hold of
looking,
him.
checking that motor, that diesel generator, we'll get him over there.
Yeah. But that's the only gate that I know that we've
I'm
had
sure you
problems
could put
with,
a pressure gauge on it, and
Because
see
I-
that it's putting out 2,000.
because 1 and
And then
3,
2,000 on the low end.
Right.
because 1 and 3, I can lift when we got water behind it. Now, I can't do it when we've got 20 feet against it.
We only had 5 or 6, 8 foot. Remember,
you
we
should be
we
able
were
to do
trying to
that.
pull that rack, and we closed the gate,
Right.
and we thought we'd take the pressure off of it, and then we couldn't lift the gate.
Right.
Yeah. Center number 2, it's got some issues with it, and it just started after the 19 flood. But 1 and 2, you can put water against it. That's
Okay.
probably 10 feet of water against it, no problem, and still open the gates.
Well, the creeks
and
are
three.
flowing at a pace.
1 and 3,
2 is the one I
Two's
had
the
trouble
one,
with.
yeah.
It wouldn't lift it, and I got nervous, and
yeah.
I think we did pick one of the other ones to relieve the pressure,
Yeah.
and then it took off.
Right.
So that's, so he'll, I'll be getting, with, that for the breakers. He told me, pull my notes up. He said the invoice, he'll have the invoice for us by the next meeting for the lightning repairs, which would be about around 25,000.
Really? Okay. Well, we gotta have it.
Yeah.
And we'll have a spare now,
yeah.
won't we?
I believe,
Supposed to be one on the top shelf. That's
well,
what
we put
want.
that in. That's the only one down there works.
Right.
That's on, right now, I think that's on pump 1. And we're having issues with pump 1. But I think that was breaker related. It wasn't, it was tripping.
Happy,
Constantly
this
tripping.
is something that we had issues on before,
We're all new.
but we could, when Felix was here, and before Norman got started, we would bypass it, breaker, the thing that would kick it out.
Put a coin in, or like a
Yep.
penny, or what?
Put a, well, we put a,
Pretty much.
there's a term for it, but I'd rather not say the term. We rigged it.
And then he was gonna have an invoice for around 1,500
Jumped around.
for the other work that was done down there, the electrical work that was done down there. And then I've got a quote for the surge protectors on all 3 pumps. And, he said he put all 3 quotes on, all 3 on one quote, but can split them up if we need to. And then that quote was for $2,400.
24, so about eight.
We'll put surge protectors on each pump
Quote
for a
to-
lightning
that's cheap.
strike.
Quote to install surge protectors for each individual pump to protect the drives and electronics. Installed a surge protector in each cabinet for 3 total, and for a total of $2,400.
So 800 each.
So it's just it's $400
Can't do
beyond,
without
it's $400 beyond my authorization. Otherwise, I'd just
Well,
tell
we'll
him to do
approve
it.
it at the board
Yeah.
then.
No,
You wanna make a motion to approve, do that?
I'll second that. We gotta have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, we're
We're
still,
making a
we're
motion.
still
We've been
dealing
after
with
this
stuff
for
we
2
need
years.
to, yes.
2 years we've been after this, and finally we gotta,
Yes.
that's a
We
no-brainer.
gotta-
We
our
gotta
bids,
have it.
anything under 5 has to be.
So,
Yeah.
One lightning
But his
strike
limit
costs
is 2 and it's
25,000 right there.
could cost you 50
Oh,
grand.
yeah.
If it blows the pump and everything, it'd cost you 200,000.
So we'll have a bill for around 25,000, 1,500, and if he does the surge protectors, 2,400.
Yeah.
It's a shame that, I know the date of our system we have
Yeah.
doesn't have all that on it. It's
No,
a shame that
no. It was
20
never-
years or 25 years later, we gotta update the whole thing to make it compatible.
Well, it's with anything though.
Well,
As
I
time goes by, I
understand
mean, it's 21 years old.
Kinda like that dinosaur rake. It
Yeah.
needs to be replaced with something.
Oh, I got a solution for that.
I know. I'm gonna get your foot in the door, okay?
Alright.
Okay, we had, Vern, that motion, I agree with that too on the,
Yeah,
we gotta have that breaker system.
Yeah.
And the backup thing.
Got a motion and a second. Okay. All in favor of the motion of the breakers, as surge protector, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And Sue, I'll tonight, or I got another meeting after tonight, so probably sometime tomorrow, I'll forward that email to you for that quote for them surge protectors.
Okay, we got anything else on our old business?
Um,
The top of the levee got mowed good, it looks good.
Yeah.
Everything looks good.
Everything looks good.
I stopped by
it-
and
but,
had
yeah.
them mow the sides.
Yep.
They were down to mow. I thought everything looked great. Rick is gonna brush hog again before late fall.
Right.
Last go around, and he'll clean everything up, mow the, multi-purpose ditch, all around the tree line. He's
Yeah.
gonna mow, and he said, you just go with me.
Right.
So I'll go with him and ride with him, and we'll mow everything we can.
Yeah, we gotta keep that clean, mowed and maintained, or otherwise it'll get grown
Well,
up
the-
in
the
brush.
saplings
and
will
we'll
take
lose-
it over.
Yeah, we'll lose ground there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that like a grass ditch.
Yep.
That's all old business, correct?
That is
We on
all
old business? Yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Sure are.
I have not, I searched high and low, I cannot find that sign from the conservation.
No, and
I
it's,
don't know if somebody took it, they liked the pictures.
I'm pretty sure somebody.
I
took it.
walked the brush and everywhere, and it ain't there, so. They can either put their own back up, or, I don't know what they want us to do with it.
Nothing, they wanted it reported, they contacted the police, and then they'll have to wait and see what they can do with budget to.
Well, we reported it last meeting, so, I had noticed it like a day before that.
Okay.
but I think that one was missing for a while.
Oh, has it been? I just.
Yeah. I was.
Only one missing. I checked them the other night, and there was only that one
Is
missing.
that one? Okay.
Yeah, Have you
Unless they
seen
had
how they
something that interests
attached it?
somebody.
But that's been a
Happy.
month and a
I
half.
mean,
it's
it looked
been
like it was
going.
screwed in there, but.
Well, they just had, like, the pedestal sticking up a little 4x4, and they made a steel cap four side, and they had 2 screws in it.
Right, right.
And it just sat on there, and then here was the pedestal and the, was that the one with the animals, I guess some coons?
I don't know
Well,
which,
you know how you
which animals were on it.
You know
I
how
don't
you
I don't
fix
know what it
that?
said.
when they put a new one back on, go through all of them, put security screws in them.
Yeah.
They got a little pin in the center. It takes a special bit
Yeah.
to put them screws in. You ain't gonna take them out.
Yeah, they,
Right.
whoever took it, they didn't disturb the post or nothing. It's not hurt. They unbolted it and took it.
Yeah, unscrewed it and just lifted it off.
While we're on that subject, I'm not a big fan of weed eating myself, but what are we gonna do about?
Yeah, we can tell you don't like to.
When I get started, I can't quit.
Oh,
But up there at the city's ground, we're gonna call that Happy's ground,
That's not Happy's ground.
where the sign for the conservation and
The
the little
parking.
parking lot, who's gonna maintain that?
Good question. I mean, that was,
That's
That
why I'm
was
bringing it up.
That was never discussed.
I know it was never, I did it this year because we had a complaint, and I went and brush hogged it all, and can't the city do that?
I'm trying to get rid of the grass cutting that we're responsible for all over, so accepting something else is not in my, I'm not gonna say yes to.
We can take care
Okay,
of it.
let's take the ground back away from the conservation department and put it back in crops where you can make some money.
We weren't using that for crops anyway, so that was a storage area.
Well, do we push it off to Ryan and let Ryan do it, and then
Well,
have him
I
rebid it?
talked to him Saturday at the car show. And
I'm sure he'll do it, but he's gonna charge us.
Yeah, he
some
will
extra.
charge the next
Yeah, I mean,
week.
you could go out for, you could rebid it and include that as part of the bid for the grass cutting for the whole
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
Because it sounds like you had some other areas that weren't being
Yeah,
attended to either.
yeah,
So
we did.
yeah, we've added little pieces here and there, pretty much to everyone and we need to include them in the original bid.
Yeah.
So.
And
maybe we'll
while the
give him
person's
and
there, it don't take long. I mean, he's going up and down through
Make
there.
a new package up and say, okay,
Make a
we're
new
just done.
package up.
But we have him for 3 years, right? Can he come back on us and say, no, I don't wanna rebid, I wanna do it at this and just charge us extra? I don't know, I'm just asking.
Well, there's only so many people in town that will bid that. And we don't wanna make anybody mad,
When did it start?
No,
not on that.
we're not in it to do that, but I'm not in it to do it myself either.
that's why you didn't see me volunteer.
I
And
thought
you
you just
volunteered
did that in
great.
March,
Fantastic.
so it would
I
be.
mean,
Yeah, we think we
And I
got,
don't mind, if
We have
that's
2
I
more
can take
years.
part of my duty,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do it, you know?
I can take care of the eating down there.
Well-
That ain't a problem.
we,
Well,
That
do
don't
we
take
wanna
that
leave
long.
it for you and I for maintenance?
I think we could do it for now, and then next
Until-
time it comes up for bid,
Then we're gonna
we need to
include.
make sure that our wording is right
right.
in the bidding to include everything, the spraying,
Very good.
and the extra weed
So
eating
let's-
around the signs and everything.
So we're gonna leave it as it is, and,
We got 2 more years on this contract, 'cause this
You
is
and I
the
are gonna
first
do
year.
Yeah, we're under it for 2
and then we'll
years.
put it in the next contract. We have no discrepancy. I don't mind doing it,
Yeah, I know. Well, that parking area,
especially if you know you have to
where
do it.
you're gonna have,
Then you do it more often.
where you're gonna have people parking there, that needs to be hit whenever they mow,
Yeah.
for sure, 'cause we don't want them to get up in weeds like it is.
Well, we should be
It's
spraying.
down now, it looks great
Yeah,
now.
it's look-
We should be spraying that gravel. When
Yeah,
when
we
they
should-
do the
yeah,
spray,
that-
we
We
can
have
spray
to set up
that
to do
gravel
that.
and then so that we can keep the weeds out of there.
Then there won't be
Okay.
no weeds.
Yeah.
Let's
We can
write
include
that
that
down,
in
that
his
Norm and I
spraying.
will
Yeah.
take care of that until the future contract,
Right.
and it'll be put in.
Yeah, and we've got a sprayer.
We
down
have
there
a sprayer, we got everything there, we gotta go buy a jug of Roundup.
I got a brand new weed eater I bought right after the flood for doing weed eating down there, so I mean,
We're on old business
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah,
Our chainsaw that was in the thing
shot,
it went to the trash.
what kind was it? What
I
kind
don't,
was it?
we don't burn, we'll use our own.
yeah.
At least
And
I
then
know
it's
when
gonna-
I need a chainsaw, it's gonna
it's gonna
start
work.
running.
Right,
And then I'll go and
Yeah.
sharpen it and charge accordingly, and it can sit on the shelf for 2 years and it'd be junk again, you know?
I'm the same way, because like stuff like that, I'd rather grab it from my shop and take it out there.
This
and
came
use
from
it. That way
Felix
I
and
know.
Lenny,
Yeah.
and I took it to Wayne Shoe to have it repaired, and he said, I think they run straight gas in it, because he
Yeah.
said the cylinder walls, the piston wouldn't even come up. It was just scarred and rusted.
Yeah.
He said, I threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I said, thank you. So we're done with that.
Yeah.
I do have 2 chains at home that belong to it, but
If they
if
don't
they
match
fit anything you
else.
got, you can have them. If they don't, I don't have anything. They've been soaking in oil. If you
yeah,
got something that anybody's got, needs a chain, or maybe the next saw we buy or use will have something like that.
I don't really foresee us buying a saw.
I don't either.
Because it's just too easy for us to just grab our own and go do
Well,
it. That way we know it's gonna work, we're not wasting any time trying to get something that's set there for who knows how long to get started.
You
You know,
never
our
can,
chainsaw's gotta be ran every year, or otherwise you're gonna be
Once a
rebuilding the
month.
carburetor every year.
right, and you need to know, you know the chainsaw and how it starts it,
Yeah.
you can always get started.
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, you can't start it,
Yep.
Exactly.
yeah.
That was just on the tip of my mind. So
Okay.
anyway, it's gone. Don't be looking for it. Already went in the scrap.
Okay, anything else on our old business?
Do we want, speaking of scrap, do we wanna scrap any of that stuff down there?
My preference on them
Shafts.
stainless steel
Set.
shafts is at least keep enough to go across
I
for
agree
a
with that.
beam to tie them stop gates up.
I do agree with that.
And that'd take about 1.5 of them.
Yeah.
But the other, that's stainless, solid stainless. That's stainless, I don't know what it's bringing, but
I don't know.
if you take it to the wrong place, you don't get your value on it.
What about the big old gear drives and
We're never gonna go back to that.
you're never gonna go back to that system.
No, we just will clean that up, just will get rid of it. Except we wanna keep it on, we wanna keep whatever, we need to measure that and cut one off, saw it
Yeah,
off
yeah.
with a demo
Well, let's
saw.
us 3 get together someday and we'll, okay,
Okay,
we scrap, get rid of this, we can get rid
And
of
we'll
this.
figure out, if we make a little seat, a receiver that'll fit right on the top of the walk, it's about like this table, just curved like that. You make a plate to sit there and a receiver and run them bars across there
Well,
and get them right.
we may wanna think on that in a minute, because I got some stuff on a new
This
business.
is under new business coming up.
Okay, all right,
Let's go back to that.
okay,
We'll table that till later.
okay, let's just, go right into new business, let's just go. We not, got anything else on old business?
Not that I know of.
I don't have.
New business. Why, I know Oki and I've talked, I think you and I have talked too, when we were doing this, you guys were doing that clean out. Why don't we build a 3-sided catwalk that goes down the 2 sides and across that front? So that, and then have a center point under each
Catwalk area.
catwalk area over the opening, over the stop logs, to where we can put an electric hoist.
To pull our
On a
balance.
catwalk,
Yeah,
what elevation would you put the catwalk?
across the top of the concrete.
Oh, across the
Yeah,
top.
across the top.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
well, I think that would probably be good, and a little thought I've had on if we done something like that is if we made it in sections where if you really needed to get, get down, clean out, you could lift a section out with a machine and you could get through there.
We should never.
We should
ever
never
do
Never
that.
have to do that. You don't
It'd be
have to.
sitting on top of the concrete. Where them round, we
Yeah,
got
but
that shaft laying there now, Vern.
Yeah.
It'd be a catwalk system out on the end of that instead of us shimmying out there and
Oh, yeah,
worry
it's
about
not,
falling off.
Yeah.
not good. Well, we need
OSHA
to,
would not like what we
Yeah, even
did
if-
to get them up.
With the catwalk
We
all
gotta
the
do
way to the
something
outside there.
Yep.
Across the top.
Yep.
I mean, you're not talking about a wide catwalk,
no,
16, 18 inches wide.
2
Enough for a
foot-
guy to walk
2 foot
through there.
Walkway.
So even if we had like a stump down there stuck between the stop log and the grates, and we needed to bucket down in there, we could still reach down in there without having to move anything. It's got that enough span there. I mean, you're talking probably at least 10, 12 feet.
well,
From there out, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
yeah,
yeah,
about
15
12,
probably.
Yeah.
yeah, 12 plus,
12 plus.
So, I mean, we
But
got
see-
plenty of room.
but, yeah, if you got something down there, you need a long.
The only way,
And
the
definitely
only
make it
time,
where we can remove it.
the
Yeah,
only
that's
time,
what I
Yeah,
said.
make it
the
removable.
only time that
where
we'd
it
ever
could be
have to
pinned in there.
remove it is if we had to
Probably
replace
in
the
that
stop
brick.
log.
Very simple
Yeah.
to make it removable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, you're just gonna
I
bolt
mean,
it down to the top there,
Have
and,
it
you
where
know,
it
if we ever
slides
had to.
together and put an angle iron there and tap con it down and put a pin in it.
Right.
Pull the pin, pull the whole catwalk
But
with a
there's-
little crane or something.
There's 2 local welders that I know of, and we'd put that out for bid, because I know we're probably going to be looking around $15,000-$20,000.
Maybe, yeah, we might not be that high.
Yeah,
If one of us falls off there,
it'd be a lot worse.
it'd be terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you don't, we're
We're
not in any kind of code. We're out there 30 foot in the air shimmying on this concrete, and we
It's
don't need
only-
to be doing that.
That's right.
And it's
Yeah, it's
why
only
they
2
built
feet
this
wide.
thing 20 years ago, not thinking of that, or 25. You gotta get out there to pick them ballards up. And they're the only way you can do it. And you gotta shimmy out on this concrete.
Including in, when I have this,
Way
when I
you
have
go.
this bid,
We get the job done, but it's not right.
when I have this bid,
Now's the
I'm
time
gonna,
to fix it.
when I have this bid, I'm gonna include having a aluminum ladder, hook ladder, included in that catwalk, so that we could get down, you hook the ladder, and be able to go down one of the walls, to be able to get down to the stop block to make the connection.
Hook it up, yeah.
To make
You
it
gotta
connection.
get.
But it needs to be
hook up.
made out of aluminum, so that's light enough that you can pick it out.
transfer it. One
One
ladder
together.
will do all
Yeah.
3
Right.
pits.
Yeah,
Right,
yep. Because we can't attach anything permanent inside like we've got on the discharge side. Because we got rungs going, a ladder going, attached to the wall on the out discharge side. But if we do that on the inside, we're gonna get brush caught up in that all the time.
right. Yeah, that, we need to improve that, make it safe. Well, we'll get together and
Well, yeah.
Let's
chop on that some more and figure out
We'll-
exactly.
table it for now and let Norm get some bids on it and come up with a plan and maybe a drawing of
Yeah,
some sort.
I'll put some drawings together and,
Get a total bid from Pete or any of the,
I forgot that.
I'd like to keep it local.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
Definitely want to keep all our work local.
I got Pete. I've already talked to Pete about it, and I've already talked to, and I can't think of his name. He's out off of Joggers Road. He's got a welding shop, fabrication shop back there. I forget what his name is, but I've already talked to them as well.
I'm not beyond calling maybe Artisan or somebody and getting a bid from a general like that
Sure.
too.
Well, I mean, it'll be out in the paper. I mean, it's going to be a bid, so it's well over 5,000, so it'll
Right.
be out in the paper.
Yep.
But we'll.
Then we
get
got an
some-
idea where we're at.
We'll get some, I'll get
Find
some
out what's
drawings
gonna
together,
cost
some
before we
specs,
go shopping.
and then we'll put it out for bid.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
a wish
that-
list,
we'll get
Happy. It's
together.
just a wish list. You know, it's Christmas time, Happy. We gotta get our wish list going.
Oh, I got one other thing.
You got one other thing?
I got one other thing. All right, we know within a few $1,000s, every time we need to do cleanup with this intake, we need to buy an excavator, a long reach, at minimum 50-foot long reach, and they don't have to be new. We can find a good used one, But we need something that we can keep this thing cleaned out. So, we know what it's costing us each time now. And you know, and it's gonna save us in the long run. You know, every time we get a little bit of.
When you need it,
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. But we wouldn't have all this buildup to the extent that we get every time, is if we could, as soon as it rains and we get some brush down there, we can reach out there and grab that in.
Yeah, if we had a big rake, a wide rake when it's raining and coming in,
Yeah.
and rake it and pile it, we can burn it pretty quick after it dries.
yeah, keep it, let it dry, pile it up, let it dry out. But we can't do that with
Without,
I've
nothing
talked
but
to,
imagination, that's what we got, you know, and it's somewhere to start.
I've talked to the Corps of Engineers, and they're saying everybody's going to it. All the levees.
They're
are
eliminating
buying-
the rake and
They're
everything.
eliminating the rakes because it's just inadequate.
I don't see how you can eliminate the rake while.
No, we can't eliminate entirely. We still gotta have it for there at the grates to keep, the maintenance, or just the clean out of the grates. It serves a purpose. I wouldn't
does.
say scrap it.
No, it can sit there.
Yeah. But we really need to be
Look into
seriously
this.
thinking about getting an excavator.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I think everybody here, except maybe Sue, and we could teach her, I think everybody here can run one.
well, yeah.
You wouldn't want me to run.
Yeah, we don't want you to run.
That would probably be a dangerous thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, that, we'll get on that too and do some checking around
I think
and
we
get some
need to.
ideas.
I mean, it doesn't hurt
Find
to
some,
find out.
get some prices and
Yeah.
let's compare, do that.
Getting a good-
It's a start that we're talking about it. I know we're missing
Yeah.
two other members, and that's just to get it started here.
Well, I know Brian, he's seen it at
He's
one
all for
point, and
it.
he said he's all for it.
That doesn't mean we're not gonna use contractors. We can
Yeah,
use that
yeah.
to, we have one in place.
We're
We'll
going
rent trucks
to,
from Bowman's or whoever we need, you know, you got that to get the brush off of it.
we're going to have
A lot of that leather
ongoing,
work, sure.
we're going to have ongoing, channel cleanouts.
We
I
have
mean,
that all
there's-
along.
that's-
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna happen no matter what. I mean, it won't happen, I mean, look at the last two times, how quickly between the last two times we did that intake.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, and that's my gearing behind, or my motivation behind getting something that we have, it's there when we need it, to be able to keep that brush out. It wouldn't get to that extent that quickly.
Well, true, I agree. It needs to be, well,
Every flash flood's something different.
Yeah.
some different flood event, different flood events
Yeah.
make different
Yes.
things down there. Sometimes in the spring, in the fall, you really get a lot of stuff.
What
Yeah.
about contracting, what about going out for bids on a contract with somebody and then have them on call?
If they got their equipment tied up, I mean, anybody with that type of
When the
equipment.
No,
river's
no,
down,
you
you
can
have
do
a
that where
window
they-
that you have to have it done. When the river's up, you're spinning your wheel.
Not
Now,
much.
it's been down a while here, which is good.
Right.
How often is it like that?
But I mean, if you have them under contract, then it would be a little more accessible to get them in there.
Oh.
I'm just,
There's a thing of emergency, and when we got a flood,
Yep.
it becomes an emergency,
Mhm.
and there's no problem getting equipment pulled
Yeah.
from a
Yeah.
job that is tied up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or somehow, some
Yeah.
way get there with the equipment to do whatever
Mhm.
needs to be done. It's always happened,
Mhm. But that's an
always
emergency.
will happen.
Because under emergency protocols, we can do what we have to do. to
For-
get what we need.
For several years, we talked about at the beginning of the year, take bids on hourly equipment rates. And that could be one that we could do that. I want to tell you something, when you leave a machine sit in the sun, in the rain, in the cold, in the heat, year on year, it isn't long, you don't have hoses that work, you blow hoses, you got something that don't work, the battery's dead, when you need it, you got, unless you got a maintenance program for it. And
Well,
some-
we'd have to put a maintenance program in.
Well,
if we
but you
could do
need,
one.
that equipment, if it sits for any length of time, it's just, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's gotta be exercised to be usable, stay usable.
Yeah.
But yes, if we took in all the,
Well,
I like to, it'd be interesting to know what we really spent just on cleaning out
Yeah.
since we've been there.
well, I mean,
And
if you
what
look at-
our average would be dollar-wise, the way we've been doing
Yeah.
it, dollar-wise, over that period of time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting ready to say too. Why don't we figure out what we spent from 19 after the flood, when we started doing the clean out, to now, get some prices on some equipment, get some, maybe bids for a regular clean out of the brush. Because if we keep the brush out, as soon as it gets there, we won't get all of that siltation. I mean, we're going to get some, but we're not going to get the extent of settlement that we've been getting.
You won't get.
So if we look at all three aspects there, we can break it down and see what's going to be most feasible.
If we got the floating debris out like you're talking, we would have less wood that sits there, and the next flood stays sunk and then gets covered with silt, and we wouldn't have near as much wood and debris in the siltation.
Yeah.
The floating debris becomes non-floating after it's saturated.
Then it sinks and it mud all over the top.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we got 6
5
foot
feet,
of mud in it.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's something, food for thought.
Yeah, good thought, good thought, good thought. All right. Oh, I got something under new business too. When are we gonna get Core coming to do any,
It'll probably be usually sometime in December or January.
yeah, it'll be coming up.
Yeah.
So we should be really in good shape this year.
Yeah, and it'll be a minor inspection this year, because we just had the 5-year inspection last year.
Do they,
That's where everybody came
they
from.
still inspect the structure though, don't they?
Depends on who
Pump
comes out.
station, they'll
Yeah. Yeah, they inspect this at the pump station.
Yeah.
But depending on who comes out, depends on the level, or degree of,
Have you heard anything from them?
no.
Okay. But we can expect them this fall, I was.
Yeah, I would, if they don't contact me this month, they'll be contacting me next month.
Yeah, okay. We got anything else? Okay. Public participation?
I know I participated more than you want me to.
Yeah, he said he ain't doing the cutting.
He don't want to do no grass cutting.
I'm just here to listen.
Thank you for coming.
Yep. Okay. Well, I don't have anything.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Motion on the floor and second, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.